All right, everybody, we'll begin. Some things I told the team for the last 7 weeks. Really, we've lived in the complementary football, and that would be the turnover margin. And we didn't create any opportunities for us and lost 4 and 28 points off of those 4 turnovers. That was big. We knew that was going to be a big part of this game. Both of us were +6 heading into today in the postseason, and for us, our season had ended 1 game short. When I told the players, I really wanted them to savor this time in the locker room with their teammates. The locker room's never the same year to year, and they've really created something like very unique here and very special. And so for Josh and AP and every person that rolled with us, like an amazing time together. So I just wanted them to recognize the brotherhood they created together and recognize that. Well, there's plenty of time to talk about missed opportunities and that wasn't for tonight with them. So get started with you guys.
Coach, you had that first long drive, and then they did a field goal, then they come right back, ran away, scored pretty quick. How much did that kind of set you back in terms of trying to get some momentum back and go from that point forward?
For sure, like we've been living and owning the ball and working, so I thought we were aggressive on our, 4th down ops to go for it. And then once it got, out of whack at the end, I don't know what the numbers would say at the end, but I thought we had to be bold, we had to be aggressive to take our shots against their offense, so they weren't into that space as well. I was pleased after the first long touchdown run in terms of how the guys performed in the run game, but for sure, playing from behind and catch up is always tougher.
Just your thoughts on getting out to the biggest stage for him. What do you think of his performance?
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like there's going to be one that's too big, Ben, honestly. He's got rare competitiveness that makes him unique in a lot of ways. I love inside, how he can stay into this space, in the toughest environments. It hurt him to come out at the end. He wanted to stay in. I said, nah, that's my call. But that's the competitor, honestly. He's just, kind of wired in that way.
When you get all the turnovers in a row in a game like this, just how much do you feel you're just kind of playing from behind the whole game and just needs to
Yes, and the only way to get into the plus, you got to create some too. And so we'll give, Philadelphia credit. I didn't, they caused them. It wasn't, fumbled snap or, something that was, reckless in that way. It caused them. And so I'd be remiss if I didn't point out to, that's a good job by Fangio and their crew of creating the ball. And like we said, we knew both teams were at +6 after 2 games. So it was something we talked about a lot, winning the turnover margin in this game. And so over 7 weeks, we've been, pretty complimentary in that spot. And this was our first time not doing that.
How do you balance it? Really good season, good run, all that, but an ending like this, how do you balance it going forward with these players, and how do you weigh all of it?
Yeah, probably too early for me yet. I wasn't there. What I can say that no locker room's the same year to year, and so I wanted to make sure they spent that time together because they've created something that's very cool here, John, and it's going to pay off for years to come. But every person had a role in that.
Yeah, based on how you guys have finished games, you guys pulled to 34-23 on that touchdown run. The defense forces the punt. Did it seem like everything was turning your way?
Yes. Yeah, we kind of talked at the half. This is going to be grimy. We're going to fight back into it. But that's the life that we've kind of lived this season. So we were comfortable in those tight spots. And so we thought, okay, it's about to turn. It's about to turn. And so then, they got their, I think, a takeaway during that next one. Yeah, but I felt the shift happen.
The sequence with Frankie at the goal line with all those offsides, have you seen anything like that before? What is just a matter of him trying to time the snap? Yes,
and so you can't have 2 consecutive. And so just, at that spot where you're looking, they're moving the ball and going, but when you're that close, you got to go, what we would say, take a shot. And so that's what we do.
The sequence right by the end, right before halftime where they score,
yes.
That fumble, they score again. So that was a tough change of momentum there.
Yeah, because we had talked, hey, we're going to use the timeout, see if we can go. Love our aggressiveness to go get to the field goal, but no, that's right. certainly want to look at it and see, Ben, like, even if those happen, we got to allow those to become field goals and not into the touchdowns.
And we know next year's team will be different.
Yes.
Will be different. But what do you hope carries over in terms of process, in terms of culture and everything that's been
Yeah,
said?
a lot. And when you start off something, you don't tack it on at the end of the season, whether that's culture or standards, or they're closely related. And this team has created that. And so how do you take it from one space and notch it up and level it up again? But there will be a lot of standards of the way we go through things, of practice and, preparing, of all that. So there's a lot to take away from it. There's playoff experience. There's a lot. I'm not there yet to have the reflection time.
Once you said it might be too soon to take solace and how far ahead of schedule maybe you guys are, but can you speak to just how valuable this run is for the guys that are going to be here trying to do this again in the future and
Yes.
getting to play in 3 of these games?
Yes, and there's a lot, man. It's like, you like to do this at home. They're hard to get to. And so each of the moments, what I want to take from that is this team wasn't one that looked ahead. They had enough discipline to stay in it for the wild card game. In the divisional week, they weren't thinking down the road. And that was the same thing this week. It was just this game against Philadelphia. And that takes discipline to, when the outside world, hey, you're 2 wins away or this. And so, yep, it's Philadelphia. And so this was not a case of that. I want to make sure I'm super clear on that. So that is something to take away. Can you be disciplined enough to stay in the moment of the game? And we did a good job on that during the season as well, where you just felt like we were never out of the fight. And those are important things to have.
Takes 3 more. It's an extra man up situation. Obviously, we had to lose Sam last week on the offensive line and Duran. This one, what did you kind of think of how your guys did for that?
I'll have a better assessment for that tomorrow. I had a lot of confidence in what we would do and how we would play, but I'll have a better assessment for you into it tomorrow.
Can you comment on just how special this run was for this team, beginning way back with that win against the Bears, and how the steps you guys took to get here, and just with this team and the young team and the quarterback and everything that was said against you guys, and just talk about that, how special this one was?
It's amazing because of their connection as teammates. And really, Bobby Wagner, and he was at the very front of this. We had lost 3 in a row heading into, I believe it was our Tennessee game. And as we won some of these close games, not only did they get better on the field, but we got better off the field. Our mindset, our attitude to go finish, those were things that, because we went through the difficult battles as a first-year team that's still growing, I couldn't have been more pleased to see us play in this many close games. That's a good thing. And that's where you learn and you grow and you get your ass kicked some, and you have to learn the lessons that are meant for you in those times. And the team has. And so there'll be some lessons to take from tonight too.
Last one. Got time for one more?
On that, in terms of learning lessons, sorry about that. Just how they, you guys have fought through adversity. Here,
Yes.
It seems like there was some pockets where adversity got you guys out of character a little bit.
Can you repeat the first
It
part?
seemed like there were some pockets where some of the adversity, I think the late hit call on life.
Yes.
Guys out of character.
Yeah.
You definitely talk about learning lessons and things like that.
Yeah, we want to find out all of those, and if there's ones to apply, for sure. And when you're in that space, you want to, okay, all there was the next series is kind of what we talked about. All there was the next one. And if you felt like you've been wronged, and why did I, like a foul goes the other way, the thing should go yours, like there's no control over that. You're not going to change the call, with the referee. Being upset or pissed off about it into the next play isn't going to like, hey, you know what, they did make a mistake, why don't we, use your argument. So it sucks. Sometimes, you end up on the wrong side of it and you fight your way back. And I do love that there's a lot of guys here, honestly, that are like just down to get down when those happen, and they really want to fight together. So it was, like I said, tonight it's hard. It's a competitor's life, but not having a chance to play the way that we want to. And like I said, please give Philadelphia credit for those didn't happen just because we laid the ball on the ground. That they forced those takeaways. So the lessons will be there for us. It hurts tonight. It stings, as it should. And I'm certain we'll learn some from them. All right, thanks everybody. Safe trip back.